Your eyes don't work here. That was a message that I got loud and clear this morning when I was doing a deep meditation practice. I was in a state of meditation, asking questions of the great I am, the great divine, and the answer rung in my ears. Your eyes don't work here, Colin. Stop trying to see with your eyes. It was a beautiful experience that I want to share with you and just unpick that journey in meditation. Today, let's dive in. Welcome to Thrive and Serve, the podcast where we explore how thriving as our most authentic selves powerfully amplifies our impact. Take a deep breath with me. And let's begin. You don't see with your eyes? How can that even make sense? Well, it's what Jim Rohn, thanks to my friend Julian, who taught me that word this week, called transrational. It means it's not rational. It's beyond ration and reason. And it stems from the realization that we are more than our physical bodies. You are more than the physical body that you reside inside of. You who resides in there. You are not your thoughts. You are not your physical body. You are something else. And that something else is connected to me, to the divine in me, to the divine in all things. Beautiful saying of Namaste, where we bring our hands together and we bow. Namaste is the divine in me meeting the divine in you. The divine in me sees the divine in you. Namaste. When you appreciate the real meaning of that, it's no longer a gesture, like the Catholic signing of the cross. It's no longer a habitual gesture of namaste, hello. It's real. It has real meaning. It's fascinating. So just to unpick this, you don't need eyes here, Colin. I was in a meditation state and I had asked some questions of the universe around some answers, some interesting answers. It's called 5 questions of the answers that are out there for me on my journey. And one of the answers that came up was, you don't need your eyes to see. They don't work here. And if we think about that, we often seek and look in the physical realm that you and I are inhabiting right now as we speak, as you watch or listen to the sound of my voice. We are in the physical realm. We look around ourselves and we see. If we have the gift of sight, we see the physical things in front of us. It's how we are experiencing every single day. And yet, there is a world of the unseen, the invisible, that rules the world of the seen. It is the great all in all, the great I am, the divine, God, the universe, the creator, call it what you will. There is an invisible force. Einstein says everything is energy. There is energy in all. All is energy, and the all is in all. So me with my eyes closed, like looking for answers, like literally looking in my mind's eye, like searching, trying to see something, trying to find something, is futile because your physical eyes don't work in the invisible. You can't see what is not there. So why do we try? Why do we try? Well, the realization is that in tending to our internal garden, looking after, cultivating, nurturing our growth is the way that we begin to see wholly, we begin to see truth, we begin to see the reality of our existence. Deep conversation today. So the reality of that existence, what is that? What is that? You are not your thoughts. You are not the seer. You are not the eyes. You are the seer behind the eyes. You are the person that sees, that interprets, that experiences, that feels, that thinks, that has this wonderful interaction with the things around you inside of this physical being, this physical body that you're in right now. But you are more than that, much more. And when we begin to explore our spirituality, when we begin to explore the invisible, that's when we start to see things. Miyamoto Musashi, the Japanese philosopher, says that when you know the way broadly, you begin to see it in everything. And so as your eyes are opened, and by eyes I mean your whole being, your inner being, the invisible energy, the divine in you, as your eyes are opened and you begin to see, truly, not seeing with eyes, seeing with being, which is different. When you begin to see, this is what it means to become consciously aware. And when you begin to see, you then see in all things. One of the real foundational things on my journey has been the understanding of the Kabbalion, the book that shares the 12 hermetic principles of existence, that the universe is mental, it's all a construct in the realm of spirit. And when you appreciate and understand these things for what they are, you begin to see. One of the laws in the Kabbalion is the law of rhythm, that to everything there is a time and a season. So in understanding this, knowing everything has a rhythm, instead of looking up at the sun, wondering why it's not dark right now, you begin to appreciate, it's the time of the season. It's daytime right now. In a few hours, the sun will go down and it will become nighttime. And then a few hours after that, the sun will come up and it will be daytime again. And that sounds trivial, but it is the reality of the existence. We get to rise every single day, walk our way through that day, and then sleep of an evening, and then rise again. God willing, we get to rise again and again and experience that rhythm. So we have a daily rhythm, we have an internal rhythm. There is a rhythm to the seas, to the moons, to the stars, to the planets, to the birds, to the seasons, the weather. Everything has a time and a season. Our very lives are a cycle, what the Buddhists call samskara, a cycle of life, birth, death, rebirth, like a cycle of life. The cycle, the circle, the wheel, however you want to visualize it. Everything happens in rhythm, in season. And so when you see that, you can't unsee it. You can only then see it in everything, just as Musashi explains. So then this happens to me a lot. A client, an entrepreneur client, is feeling sick. They're physically sick right now. They've got an illness, a bacteria, a bug, something's going on in their physical body, and they're sick, they're unwell. And the frustration builds inside because we've not done this. I've not done that. I haven't completed this. I've not done that. Oh, woe to me, right? So there's this heaping of judgment on the things that we haven't done. When, if we think about it and recognize this right now is a season of being sick. This too shall pass. This is our experience right now. And if we look at it like that, it's the season of sick. It doesn't mean that we don't try and fix it, that we don't do everything that we can to get out of the season of sick as fast as possible, to keep ourselves healthy proactively. I'm not saying that. I'm sharing an appreciation of what is. And then from that appreciation, your energetic vibration has shifted and changed. Because without that, you go in at a, oh no, oh, and your energy, your vibration changes for the worse. When you can appreciate and understand from a place of grounding that this too shall pass, this is a season of sickness, and you meet it with love, with compassion, you don't then heap judgment on yourself for not doing those things that you meant to do, you should do, shoulda, woulda, coulda. There's worse words we can use. I should have done this, I should have done that, I wish I'd have done that. Appreciate the circumstance as it is. Set an intention to change it into the way that you desire or want it to be for you and for those around you, for the greater good, and operate in that energy, not in the panic or fear energy. It's totally different. That's the invisible that we're talking about, that everything is energy. And in that place, you can't see with your physical eyes. You can only see with that invisible inside of you. That's inside of me. That's inside of all. That invisible is interconnected. There is one I am. Your journey here is in exploring what that means for you. What is that? How can I lean in to that? What does that mean for me? And how can that change how I show up for me, how I show up for others? For me, it's just about me sharing these things, these experiences that I'm having every single day with you. That was an experience of my meditation this morning, just a few hours ago. Don't try to look with your eyes, Colin, because they don't work here. That was a beautiful reminder to bring it back to the energy of the divine, to tune in to the reality of the invisible, and to play in that space of exploration. I'm like a kid in the candy store right now, because I am exploring what that means. I am playing in that energy, in that space. And just like the teachings of the Kabbalion, I am seeing that in all things. And it's affecting how I'm showing up. My energy, I'm bubbling with energy today because of that journey, because of that inner gardening, that nurturing of self. And this is truly what it means when Gandhi says, be the change that you want to see in the world. Be the change that you want to see. Don't seek the change. Don't look for the change. Be the change. You be the change. When you change, the tendencies of the world around you change. Frequencies are attracted like to like. So when your frequency changes, that is what is attracted to you. That is the law of attraction right there. You put yourself into and on that frequency, and that frequency is attracted back to you. What you focus on is what you see. So wherever you're looking, that's what you're going to see. If you're looking into the negative, you're going to see the negative. If you're looking into the positive, you're going to see the positive. But you're not looking with your eyes, remember. You're looking with your soul, with your spirit, with that invisible, that divine force inside of you. That's my encouragement to you, is to look with the invisible eye. In mystical, meditative circles, they call it the third eye. The eye, the gateway into the invisible. Play with that. Explore that. What does that mean for you? What does that even mean, Colin? What does that mean for me? Well, ask yourself that question. What does that mean for me? If I don't try and look with my eyes and I tend my own garden, my internal garden for me, what does that look like? Do I just go with a machete, hatcheting everything down inside of my own garden? Most of us do. Why are you doing that? What have you done that for? You've not done this. You were sick all last week and you've not done that and this and that and the other. Ba, 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 ba. And we're trampling down everything inside of us. We're trampling down all of the foliage, everything that's growing and nurturing inside of us. We are just beating it down and hatcheting away at it. So instead of that, my encouragement is for you to look within. As a gardener tends the garden, look within with love, with compassion, with a nurturing mind. The Buddhists call it a nurturing mind. You're nurturing that inner growth, that inner garden. And you're cultivating and you're tending and you're watering and you're looking after with love, with compassion, so that inside you can grow. And when you grow inside, the world outside changes entirely. It responds to how you tend your inner garden. Thank you for joining me today on Thrive and Serve. If you found this content helpful, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And my encouragement to you is to go, let your unique light shine in the world in the way that only you can. I'll see you next time.